difference a few weeks makes. On the Rally of Portugal, the conditions were the worst ever on a round of the World Rally Championship. Now the series moves across the Iberian Peninsula to the sun, sights and stages of Catalonia. In Spain, rallying is almost a religion, and there's good reason for their passion. Tarmac normally makes for the closest rallying. It's literally Formula One on a public highway. The cars are set up like go-karts, but the margins for error are minute. The drivers even risk their tyres by cutting the corners. The duel in Portugal was between four-time champion Tommy Mäkinen and two-time champion Carlos Sainz. On the final stage, Mäkinen went ahead of Sainz to win his second rally of the year and open an early lead in the championship race. Surprising, because the Mitsubishi Lancer is nearing the end of its life.
Yeah, it is. It's good feeling. Good feeling at the moment. We have found so much advance from rear suspension. It makes it so much more comfortable to ride.
3 finishes on the podium, and Sainz is second in the championship.
Obviously, I would like to visit the first position in the podium sooner than later, and yeah, it has been a good start, but I'm looking for a victory.
Citroën have decided to commit to the World Rally Championship with a Zara. It's all smiles now, but the arrival of Peugeot's sister company might worry the world champions when the red cars start winning. Already the Zara has been tipped as a winner, and debuting it in Catalonia, the winner here in 1999, Philippe Bulgalski. Along with his teammate Jesus Touras, but before the rally had even started, Touras was up before the stewards for allegedly using pace notes from local rallies. He was found not guilty. But still, the suspicions remained. 3 Peugeots in the rally, but not nominated for manufacturer points. Marcus Grunholm instead, Gilles Panizzi, and this man Didier Auriol, who almost hit a photographer on the pre-event shakedown. Second last year in Spain, and this year still looking for a win, Subaru's Richard Burns. Also nominated for manufacturer points, Norway's Petter Solberg. On the billing, 2 McRae brothers, without a point so far from 2001, Colin in the Ford, and Alistair in the Hyundai, who finished 5th in Portugal. Joining him at Hyundai, Piero Liatti. So as the championship nears 1/4 distance, Mäkinen has a 4-point lead from Sainz. Harry Rovanperä, the winner in Sweden, sits out Catalonia at the expense of Panizzi. Burns into stage 1, and already gearbox problems manifesting in the Subaru. Didier Auriol was one of 7 past winners on this year's event for the 16 kilometres. With the cars on the 3rd stage with the same tyres, the grip was beginning to go. Sainz would argue that he'd suffered with lack of traction since the start. He was now a full half minute off the pace. The top 6 was full of cars on Michelin rubber. 3rd overall was the world champion Marcus Grunholm. Gear selection problems had hit Richard Burns as well. The Subaru kept jumping out of gear, and Burns was close to losing a minute. Back at the service, a new gearbox was ready.
Slight right 80, slight left, give me 4. Lock it in 4.
With Burns limping and Marco Martin's Subaru cutting out, hopes were on Petter Solberg, but on one of the fastest places on the rally, Solberg lost control of his Impreza. It took Philippe Bulgalski in the Citroën.
Came into one corner, a slow corner, and it went sideways, and again with no gear I couldn't put my foot down to accelerate out of the corner with a slide, and just spun. So In between, in Portugal, it was taking a long time to get a gear, but then it was getting a gear. Here, you don't know whether you're going to get one or not, so they're going to change the complete box.
So after stage 3, Pura still leading from Mäkinen. Didier Auriol and Marcus Grunholm, third equal. Bent wheel rim cost Burns even more.
60, easy left in, 50.
Freddie Loix had been fighting at full speed. He was third fast on stage 7. Without the problem, he could have been a contender. The road, the handling, he said, was atrocious. After pushing for 6th, he was still down right to the end when he bent the Subaru. After Catalonia, he has just 3 points.
Cut, the fast left, the minus cut, the medium left plus cut, stand, 20, medium right plus in, 70, fast right plus the fast right plus in, right, 70, slow medium left, 10, medium left in long.
Snow and temperatures of minus 20 degrees here last year, and he needs a repeat if he's to have any chance of winning the title. Just 3 points this season already leaves him with a mountain to climb. After stage 4, but out of sight he spun his Subaru, losing 12 seconds. Last year's winner claimed also he lost time in the fog, but so too did most of the other drivers. He was lucky and relieved to be as high as 4th. Came to Argentina looking to regain some confidence in his ability. The talented Norwegian had more crashes than finishes this year. He refused to even look at the results until the end of the day. But if he had, he'd have been pleased to know he was 7th, even with a spin.
Opens 5. Opens 5 into 3 right, 30, short 1 left back.
In a Toyota, his time 17 minutes 35 seconds. Determined to knock his countryman McRae off top spot. On stage 6 he broke McRae's run of 5 stage wins and leapt to 2nd overall. Looking more and more confident, Burns' Subaru teammate Petter Solberg. The view backwards from the Impreza showing how neat and tidy the Norwegian was trying to keep his line. Seconds separate Mäkinen and Seitz. In 5th and 6th, that personal battle would be...
Judging on what's happened so far, you'd say no, but I made that mistake in the first stage, which probably lost me 20 of those seconds. So, I don't know, and it'll only take him to make a similar mistake.
Harry, you can see the bent wheel. Between sticking to the fray.
30 seconds. Luckily not too much damage, but...
A few kilometres of the day, setting up a potential battle of the Brits on days 2 and 3.
Things happening.
At the end of the last corner of the last stage of the day, Toshi Arai overcooking his Subaru.
3 left plus. Too fast.
2. Third is the stoic Carlos Sainz, and 4th, Tommy Mäkinen. Peugeots are 5th and 6th. Just out of the points, Solberg and Loix, then Delacour and Thierry.
Do you think you can game plan for the morning? Well, we just carry on. We go and try and drive as fast as we can. That's what he's going to do, and that's all we can do. The stages tomorrow I enjoy a little more. They're very fast, and well, we'll see.
Had to attack from the first corner of the first stage on day 2. He opted for a slightly softer tyre than McRae, and it cost him some grip, but still the Englishman set fastest time by 0.2 of a second.
Left max 30, medium right, minus in 30. Flat left 20, medium right plus long 40. Slow medium left in 10, medium right in.
Just straightening up at the last moment, Petter Solberg in the Subaru. Like day 1 on day 2, Solberg vowed not to look at his times until the final service area. Back on stage 11, the gap between the Brits was only just below 40 seconds. Burns pushed hard, but by now there was a vague sense of resignation from the Subaru driver. But not his times, Petter Solberg, consistently in the top 6 stage times, he benefited more than anyone from Mäkinen and Oriol's woes. He moved to 5th. Japan's Toshi Arai in the 3rd Subaru. Japan, by the way, will host 2 rallies this year that are vying to join the World Rally Championship in 2003. Fourth, Solberg 5th, and Mäkinen 6th.
Yeah, okay, we could have done with taking a couple more, but at least we got something. And even though it's only 2 seconds over those 3 stages, I think the fact that we're both the fastest people on the stages means we're obviously still pushing very hard, so we keep it up.
In the middle of the service area, flips a Skoda team official and crashes into the 2 Skoda rally cars. Had tried every trick in the book to try and catch Colin McRae. On stage 13 and 14 he was fastest, but by not very much, and not enough to put more than a minor dent in McRae's armour. Unlike day 1, the Subaru have made it through day 2 with no major mechanical problems. All worked its way loose and got jammed under his pedals, but by stage 14 there were more worrying things to think about. He'd lost 2 gears. At the next service it was time for a new gearbox.
Right. Just get through it and it's not far. Right into 6 left, 200. 6 left, 60, 5.
4th and 6th on the last stage now. 8 Ks before the finish. So I think that could have been, it felt very good. So well, things like that can happen.
From lost, but it'll take more than speed to catch the Scot. Mountain to climb, laid back, sipping at his water supply, he really looked like a Sunday morning driver. But Burns' speed was anything but geriatric, averaging 120 kilometers an hour. He was 2nd fastest through Cura Pescero. Arms flexed, he made his Subaru dance to fastest times on 18 and 19. The gap now 21.8 seconds. The game was still wide open. This was the fight for 4th. Petter Solberg started the day with it in his grasp. Then it all went wrong. He dropped half a minute of power steering problems on stage 18, pulled back half a second to Mäkinen on stage 19, but it would be as winner or loser for the McRae. Even in the closing stages of the rally, there was little the rest of the field could do to match the 2 Britons. Now in front, Solberg backed off. It didn't help that a brave choice of tyre left him with not much grip. Now that McRae would hit something or break something, but Burns too had to make it through the rocky rat run. The Subaru swung like a pendulum, just centimetres from objects large and immovable. And there wouldn't have been much he could have done about it, even if he did. 3rd through the stage and on rally, driving without looking at his times, Petter Solberg could finally look at the scores and find himself 5th. For effort after a bad start to the rally, the final gap between the 2 Britons, 26.9 seconds. Nothing in South American terms. His face said it all.